Hey, it's Monique. So I know I haven't been online and I haven't been on YouTube for quite some time. So I just wanted to do this video to kind of update you on how things are going with me and just where I've been. I haven't been on YouTube for about half a year, maybe a little bit more. And that's just because of my injury. So basically this video, I'm going to talk about how I went temporarily blind and I had to have a number of surgeries, and then how I regained my sight, and I am currently recovering. So it's going to be a series of videos, and this is the first one. As it seems, I've recovered some of my vision. So I want to talk about what happened. So one day I was at work and I was like totally stressed out. For the whole week I had this massive headache and I thought, oh my gosh, where is this coming from? I took Tylenol, I took a leave, I went to bed early, I had like just a horrible headache and I tried everything. I'd take like meditation, do long baths. And then one day I thought, I was sitting there at work and I was just squeezing my head and I was like, you know, I can't take this anymore. And so I went home and I was driving home and basically I was looking at the sky and I thought, this is so hard to look at the sky. It's so bright. And so what happened was, by the time I got home, it felt like I had like a mist, or I was driving through a cloudy kind of foggy kind of thing in my vision. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just foggy in the city, whatever. I got home, I rested a little bit, I felt a little bit better, but I can't remember if it was nighttime or morning. But by the time I was at home and I had rested and I closed my eyes for a bit, I opened my eyes and literally it started with my left eye. My eye was, I don't know how to explain, but it was kind of like you're looking through frosted glass or like ice or something like that. My vision was totally covered. And so I could only see, if I like put my hand in front of my face, I could only kind of see my hand moving, but behind like frosted glass. And of course I freaked out and I called our like health link or whatever it's called, the nurse, and I was like, you know, what do I have to do? And they were like, you must go to the hospital immediately. So I get to the hospital, I see a doctor, they do some tests, they're like, yeah, you have to take this and sign these papers, whatever, and they give me some medication, but they're like, you must come back immediately for this surgery. And so I go and I get put under and pumped full of medications and have this emergency eye surgery, which was the most traumatic thing so far that I've had to deal with in my life. So the surgery, anesthetic, I had a surgery called a vitrectomy and a cataract surgery. And so far I've had it twice on both eyes. But for the first surgery, what happened was they put me under and then I don't remember anything, just waking up in the hospital and being there all day and all night the next day with a huge patch over my head and like obviously nausea, vomiting and everything like that because of the amount of anesthetic in my body. And so yeah, like it was painful after having this surgery, the medication, you know, wearing off, and then just being disoriented, having someone wheel me around because I couldn't really walk around too much. I was too much in pain and on medication and not knowing where I was, and I was trying to get used to being only able to see with one eye. And so basically, that's what happened. It was a surgery to put my retina back on the back of my eye and to remove cataract in my eye, so put a new lens in my eye as well. And they did it all at the same time. And that involves, I'm not really sure if I'm going to go through all this in the first video here, but it basically involves having some sort of gas put into your eye. And basically that gas is like reabsorbed by your body. They do whatever they have to do for the retina surgery and then the cataract surgery. And then they give you an eye patch. And there's a bunch of procedures that you have to follow for the next month. and like you go back every couple days and then weeks to have updates with your physician. And so literally the next day I had to go in and they did some tests and gave me some medication and did a laser treatment like 2 days after the surgery. And then literally it was like every 10, maybe 15 days I'd come in, have some sort of eye injection treatment or laser or something like that as it went. But basically you see nothing at all. It's like brown. You can't see anything. And then it gets brighter and brighter and brighter every day. And then you can actually see that it's liquid or gas or whatever it is that's filling up your eye. And the gas is dissipating or breaking up and things like that. But you can't see. And so during that time, I really struggled. You can't really understand until it happens to you. I saw that there were a couple of videos like on the Mayo Clinic, and there was another person on YouTube who talked about this surgery, but they didn't really talk about the effects of the surgery, just like the medication, how you're tired, your blood pressure is up. If you have any other treatments that you have to have done, or you're seeing a doctor, you have to take any other medication, you need to have somebody to help you because you can't see properly anymore. You trip places, you can't like walk down the stairs properly. You have to have someone holding your hand all the time. You can't lift anything because if you do too much labor, then it'll increase your blood pressure, which is not good for your blood vessels in your eyes either. And so you can't do anything. You can't order groceries. You can't cook for yourself. You can't be near heat too much. And then when you're sitting, you can't bend over. You can't tie your shoes. It's hard to put your own clothes on, you know, and just you have to have somebody helping you all the time. And so it's really, really aggravating if you're a person that's really outgoing and you do everything for yourself like I am. So it was very difficult. So I have to say thank you to my friends and family who took care of me during that first surgery, because I just don't think that I could have dealt with that by myself. It was really overwhelming. And literally, it's just in your mind, you're always thinking, I hope this goes well. I hope this goes well. I don't want to go blind. I don't want to be blind. Especially for someone like me who's a photographer, it's really shocking to like one day be able to see and then the next day it's just blank. I can't see anything. And eventually you'll find out, but basically in this series, I'm going to talk about all the other things that affected me over this time period, like not being able to see properly, not having depth perception, falling or tripping and breaking my foot and being back in the hospital again before my second surgery. Just a bunch of things that happened after the surgery. So I'll update you on that. But basically where I am now is I've had my second surgery. I can see really clearly about like things that are like maybe an arm's distance and further away, but I cannot read close up things that are maybe like a foot away from me are blurry. So I can't see at a certain point, so I can't read things at a certain point, which is kind of frustrating. I can't go outside too much when it's really bright because I can't look at the sky or things that are white for too long because it's just too bright. I'm just like squinting all the time. And sometimes I'm a little bit like, if I do something too much, I just have to sit down for a minute and not feel nauseous or dizzy. So I don't know, it's just something that I have to deal with the doctor and seeing my ophthalmologist or the retina specialist or whatever. And when it's too bright outside, I have to wear these super huge glasses, sunglasses, which I can put over top of my glasses. But basically that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I can't really read things up close just yet, not without having to like blow it up on the screen or put on like reading glasses like that you can get at like Shoppers Drug Mart or somewhere like that. But even with those, it's hard to read things. I feel like I'd need a magnifying glass or something if I wanted to do that. And I wouldn't be doing that for too long because I'm kind of worried about like straining my eyes and, you know, reversing all of the work that they've done to get me to this point. It's kind of creepy though to be like looking with these eyes, knowing that I have fake like artificial lenses in my eyes so I can see certain things perfectly, coming from someone who used to wear glasses all the time. But then just when you try to like get close and try to read, it's just like, oh, you know, there's no squinting that's ever going to make it, easy for me to see it or understand what's happening in front of me. So anyhow, I just wanted you guys to know that I am not blind. These surgeries were successful, and I wanted to let you know a couple of things that I'm going through right now, and that if I didn't contact you during this time, because I've had so many people trying to call, it's just because I can't contact you. And it's just because, if you try to call me and I try to pick up my cell phone, I can't read the call. I can't see the person's face or read the words. When you're trying to text me, I can't read it. So I literally have to have someone read everything to me or send me emails or read my texts or try to answer the phone for me. I have to have like a special visibility app put on my phone and like blow up and make everything bold on my phone to be able to see anything on my phone. So that's why I'm not calling anybody. That's why I'm not texting anybody, just because I can't actually read the text. I can't actually see the name that I'm answering on the phone. So yeah, I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just I'm trying to rest and like recover my vision properly. And it's just a little bit overwhelming. It was, especially at the beginning, to get like hundreds of phone calls from people and just not be able to answer, or like the frustration of trying to press, but you're not actually pressing the right button because you can't see the right button. So I hope this answers some of your questions. And yeah, I will post the next video probably next week, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about the surgery that I had, the 2 surgeries that I had, and some of the challenges and how long it took really for me to recover some of my vision. All right, bye.